Hi Sweetness, next installment in Dad explains stuff about the AR-15. Anyway, this is an M16A1 clone, and it's the one made by Brownells, and it has this old style drum right here to adjust for windage, and you adjust it for range with your front sight right here. And this is what was used from the late 50s when it was invented up until the mid 80s when the Marine Corps, it was actually the Marine Corps shooting team, the M16A2. This is a copy, not a clone. So, but now we have a elevation and windage adjustable rear sight. This is basically a target rifle, and they have you'd set the rear sight to 300 meters, and then you'd adjust this so your point of aim, point of impact is at 300 meters, and then you use this dial for, dial it to 4, 5, up to 800. Well, the Canadians looked at this and they said, oh, and they added this brass deflector, which before it was a device, I don't have one, but it clipped right here and it deflected brass. That was for left-handed shooters, so when we go to the range, the lefties would pick one of those up. Well, the Canadians looked at it and said, we like this, but we don't like this sight. We like the old sight better. So Dymaco Canada, which is Colt Canada, Dymaco of Canada, they made their C7 rifle, which is their version of the M16, and it has the old A1 style rear sight, and it has the brass deflector. Now this rifle I put together here is not a C7, it's a mid-length gas system. And I put an M16A1 length buttstock on it. Now you hear people talking about the mid-length gas system. It's different than the carbine length. What it is it's a little bit longer. Get these out of the way. It's a little bit longer than the carbine length. The carbine length originally was for a 14.5 inch barrel. And what some genius has invented the mid-length for is because it looks funny. That looks goofy as heck. Because because of the National Firearms Act, we have to have a 16-inch barrels. So I said, oh, that's goofy. And the other reason they did it, the reason they made it mid-length, was so that you could install a bayonet. And you'll hear pundits now saying, ooh, it has a slight better recoil impulse and all this other stuff. And no, the real reason because it's a civilian length. No military uses this mid-length gas system. You see, it's an 1.5 inch difference. The mid-length is 1.5 inches longer. It's because the 14.5 inch barrel has to be elongated to 16 inches, so that's 1.5 inches. And no, the reason isn't for recoil impulse. It isn't for better reliability. It's just simply, it doesn't look as goofy.